The summer of 2020, I set out to lose 200 pounds.
Reaching 352.8 pounds was my breaking point. I spent mornings upon mornings waking up feeling like I was entering a nightmare. It was always like a rough awakening that was my reality. It hurt to wake up. Physically, it hurt. My body hurt. I hit my breaking point. I knew it was time to break this cycle. My life depended on it. I knew I needed to put in the work to figure out what I needed to live, and not just to live, but to live presently and in a accepting and positive way at 352.8 pounds. And I did that by starting. I started to do what I could. It wasn't very much, and I did it. I have lost 85 of the 200 pounds I set out to lose. Now it's time to take a look at the boundaries I created that I needed and figure out what I still need. In this series, I'm documenting my push to go harder, to push past what has become comfortable, past complacency. I am pushing past my fears, my emotions, to the edge. As seasons change, there's always this weirdness. This one season gives way to the other, where everything is unpredictable. There's this little back and forth. This day, I walked the pups. The high was 84. I didn't realize it was going to get that hot. The day before, it was like in the 70s. And then today, as I record this voiceover, it's been rainy and in the 40s. Sometimes I feel like spring, and it's beautiful. Everything's blooming. Other days, everything feels rough and cold. And I watch as the wind blows away all the flowers, all the blooms. When I first decided to do this series on this internal shift to at least the edge, hopefully a little past my comfort zone, I went immediately over that edge, like straight away. Getting that rush of planning, dreaming, like I regressed is a better word. And it carried me away. I had plans upon plans and plans for those plans, and way too much. And it was way too complicated. This isn't something I want to force. It isn't something that I can or should force. It's growth, continued growth. I want to consistently be a little better. And as I grow better, as I get better at doing the things that I need to be doing, progress will come alongside that. As I have figured out things that work for me, I have created this bubble. And in this bubble, I have been able to grow and progress on my journey. But I have reached the point where I'm not going to continue to grow if I don't make changes. So I am not making extreme changes. And that's something else that I've realized, is that when I want to change things, I want to do too much. I look too far ahead. I jump steps, and that also isn't great. So I'm trying to figure out how to move forward, how to challenge myself to grow, and to not let emotion, but lead with discipline and following through with what I decide that I want to do. And that is what this series is about. It is about me pushing past my comfort zone to the edge of what I'm capable of, and pushing past this area of complacency that I've been existing in for the last while. It had a purpose, but it no longer serves a purpose. I need to remember, while flowers are beautiful, I am not trying to be a flower. I'm not planting flowers that will only last the season or blow away in the first storm. I want the changes that I make. I want them to help me be like an oak tree. I want to weather the storms of life and stay strong through all of the seasons. I like this quote by Napoleon Hill. The strongest oak tree of the forest is not the one that is protected from the storm and hidden from the sun. It's the one that stands in the open where it's compelled to struggle for its existence against the winds and rains and the scorching sun. I have a pretty high protective drive over myself, over people that I love and care about, over lots of things, and I need to relax that and stand in the open, and this series is going to document my quest to do that. My quest to be less rigid and protective while also not giving in to being rigid and too intense. It's a tricky thing, and I'm going to share as things unfold. So on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, there will be a video every single week going forward. For my weigh-in this week, I am down to 266.2 pounds. That is a loss of 1.5 pounds. And is my starting point for this series.
So it's supposed to be leg day and kickboxing. I have not gone to the gym yet for the legs. Humidity and heat is here, and here it shall stay until October. I love it though. I definitely enjoy something about it. I mean, I'm gonna look like a hot mess, so that'll be fun. I'm just gonna embrace it and go forward. And that's about all that you can do. So I am going to kickboxing. I have been doing this for about a month now. HD leads this class, and he is such an inspirational and like motivating person. And he laces that throughout his class. And then he also works in some self-defense stuff. And I just feel really good when I go to this class. And so, yeah, I am ready for it. And then I'm gonna come home, make some dinner for us. I ate lunch earlier. I just did leftovers. So the other night, my husband was on Instagram and found this recipe, and it was this mango salsa and salmon. And so he was like, I want this. And I'm like, well, I can't have that brown sugar. So he went to the store when he got the salmon, and he found a brown sugar replacement. So he made a very healthy version of the recipe that he found, and it was so good. Anyway, we had a little bit of leftovers, and so I ate some salmon, and then like 1/4 of a cup of the salsa was left. So that was my lunch earlier. It's so good. He is such a good cook. He is like, yeah, he's a really good cook. And I'm gonna go to class now. So nice chatting with you.
So this is obviously not kickboxing, this is squatting, but I didn't want to record the class because there's a lot of people there. So I recorded doing some squats, some leg day stuff, you know?
Just like that, we're done. Somebody came to walk me across the street, hold my hand.
So she had a pretty long warm-up.
That was a workout. I went rock climbing yesterday, and I think I'm really tapping into some muscles I don't usually use. So I didn't really realize that until we were stretching at the end, but there are some parts of me that are so sore and tight. Like, it's like the back part under, like, it's like under my arm, but it's like on the back, like right there, so sore. Anyway, that's good. Time to cook some dinner.
We are making chicken cacciatore, and that is out of Coach Greg's cookbook. Like, this is probably, I don't know, I would say right now the French toast is the thing that I make the most often. Second to that would be the flatbread pizzas, and then this. So, and we did make the pork, the spicy pork stew with chicken, and it was really good. So we've been making that a few times, but this is so good. It's just so filling. I think it's because there's so many vegetables in it. So it just, not a lot of calories, but it's just really, really good. So I enjoy it. enjoy it. I did have French toast for breakfast this day too. French toast just all of the time. In closing, I want to thank you so much for watching and encouraging me on my journey. It always surprises and means so much to me when you take the time to comment and when you share part of your story with me. I would love to know how you push yourself past your comfort zone when you are learning and growing. I'm not asking for you to tell me what I should do, but I am asking, I would love to hear your story of what you do when you know you need to push past your comfort zone. I think stories are so powerful, and I would love for you to share a little more with me in the comments below about yours, and I'm sure it will help me and it might help others as well. So I look forward to reading that in the comments and having a conversation with you. If you haven't and you'd like to follow along on this part of my journey, subscribe, ding the bell, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Or you can catch me over on Instagram at Wake Up Bright. And if you want to get caught up on my journey, here are a couple of video options for you to look into.